BBs! As per usual, my lighting is absolutely terrible because I live in Canada, and even if I try and get natural light, I can't because I tried today. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and the sun is down. So, welcome to Canada. I wanted to film videos all day, but I was working, and then when I finally got off work, it was so overcast, it was basically dark, there was gonna be no light anyway. So, this video quality is absolutely terrible. Okay? Whatever, that's not what you're here for. You are here today because you're wondering how I got into DDLG. I decided to make this video because absolutely nobody asked for it or wanted it, so here it is. Also, you can see the reflection of the TV in my glasses. I thought maybe if I turned on the TV and put on a white screen, it would like, I don't know, act as light, and it didn't. So it didn't actually work out how I wanted. So if you see the reflection in my glasses, it's Overwatch. How I got into DDLG. So when I was younger, this is 2 years ago, I've only been in the DDLG community and even known about it for 2 years. So when I was younger, I was 21, I had already been curious about BDSM, explored it enough to know that I was comfortable as a submissive. I hadn't explored anything else. I was like, you know, thought that all I was a submissive and didn't know too much about BDSM, knew a bit about it, was absolutely uneducated in many aspects of it. But there I was. Anyway, so was just browsing on my phone one day and I was looking at memes on Pinterest, cute memes on Pinterest, and I came across this one and it said, it's like, it was, I could picture the picture and it was Beauty and the Beast. Anyway, it was some meme about being a little or something, and it was created by somebody whose name had like their tag on Instagram had DDLG in it. So I was like, oh, this is cute. I still didn't know. I didn't know what DDLG meant. I didn't know it was a thing. So I was like, oh, cool. Let's check out this person, see if they made any other memes. You have to know, at this point, I had a lot of the characteristics of being a little without having the vocabulary to say what I was or knowing there's other people like me. So I loved stuffed animals. I still had stuffed animals at that time. I liked onesies, I liked cute things. I loved, and I still of course love, pink and pastel. And I liked playing with toys and doing things like that. And I thought I was weird. I thought there was something wrong with me for being a 21-year-old who still not only had stuffed animals, but wanted more, who would love to spend time playing with Barbie dolls and having like a Barbie dream house and stuff, but being, you know, worried that I was a freak. I mean, what 21-year-old would like that stuff? Going back to my story, I went onto Instagram and I searched her tag, and she had just a whole bunch of memes, and they all said something about DDLG, so I was like, oh, I have no idea what that is. So I decided to look it up. It was worth a Google. I gave it a Google. So I looked it up on Google. It suddenly was like this whole world exploded, and I found all this cool stuff about DDLG. I found like articles, I found like subreddits, I found all this stuff, and all these people who were like similar to me, other people who like I didn't find a lot of it, but I found people who had stuffed animals and they called their boyfriends daddy, and like I was like mind blown. I was like, there's other people like me out there. There's like, I'm not crazy. I'm still crazy, but I'm not as crazy as I thought I was. So I found these people. I found this information and I decided to look on YouTube, and who I found Binky Princess is the person that really got me into DDLG, and she had videos. I can't remember them exactly because this was 2 years ago, but I remember she had informative stuff to the point where she had like stuff that helped me understand what it was. So I absolutely, to this day, I credit this one person on Instagram and Binky Princess for really getting me into DDLG and getting me into the know. I started watching the videos on YouTube, and I got so happy. It made me so happy to find this community and these people, and that there's other people like me, and that it wasn't weird to collect stuffed animals, and that there was like a community of people who did this. And that's when I started my Tumblr, because there were so many people that were into DDLG on Tumblr that I like started connecting with people. I got into it. It was great. So I had been researching it, and I'd been reading up a lot about it, and like finding more and more information and kind of filling my head with knowledge. And as I was like learning it and understanding it, I had a boyfriend at the time who absolutely, we'd already had like a conversation about calling him daddy before I knew about DDLG, and that was a no-go. That was absolutely not, like, we agreed that I would not do that. I would not call him daddy. I would not anything like that. I was really afraid to bring this up to him. I thought the more knowledge that I had, the better I would be able to introduce him to it, which is true, I guess, to an extent. If I don't know what's going on, I can't introduce him to it. So I began to gather this knowledge and understanding, and then one day he was over and I had left my phone just on the bed or whatever, and he was on the bed, and then I went to the washroom, and then when I came back, he was like, "Do you got something to tell me?" And I was like, "No, I don't think so." And he's like, "'Cause I looked at your phone." And I was like, uh-oh. And I was like, like beet red. And just like, my heart stopped for a minute. And I was like, I didn't want you to find out this way that that's what I was into. Because I wanted to kind of like ease you into it. I don't know, get you connected with the community or something first. Or like be like, oh, this is what I'm into. It's okay if you're not. But it turned out that he was really cool with it. And after learning more about it and connecting with people and us reading about it together and getting more into it, he eventually became my daddy. And of course, yeah, from other videos that I've made what happened, but yeah, so for about 2 years I've been into DDLG. Aside from the past, I actually looked at my YouTube videos this time, and the last time that I posted, and that was 8 months ago. So besides like the stint where I, had a really bad depression and wasn't into it, I have been into it, and it's awesome. And that's essentially the story of how I got into DDLG, how I discovered it. It's not really that exciting of a story, I just thought I would share because I had absolutely nobody ask me how I got into it, so I thought I would tell you anyway. So that's all. I love you guys. I hope you're having a fantastic day, evening, night, weekend, weekday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, and I love you guys.